I'm going to show you how to subtract with up to 3 decimal places. So I'm going to start off with the number 5.43 and I'm going to subtract 2.7. Make sure when you're doing decimals with your children that the decimal numbers are said as separate digits. 5.43. 5.43. A lot of the children mistakenly pronounce that as 5.43, but we know that 43 would actually be up here. Okay, so it confuses them in terms of the place value understanding. So it's really important that we say those decimal digits separately. 5.43. Okay, now children could be shown this number in a variety of ways. One of the ways that they could be shown this is as a part whole model. They can also be shown it as a bar model. So the whole bar is equivalent to 5.43. With this part or this part, doesn't matter which way around it is, showing as 2.7, and we don't know what the other part is. Okay, equally they might just be shown a number sentence, 5.43 subtract 2.7 equals, equally we don't know. So place value counters or plain counters on a place value grid again are the most effective manipulative when subtracting decimals with 1, 2 or then even 3 decimal places. So if we put in our place value grid, and I have 3 columns and I have 5.43, so actually my ones column is here, and then I have my decimal point. My decimal point sits on the line, the decimal point never moves, and then I have my tenths and then my hundredths. Now sometimes your tenths and hundredths can also be shown as fractions, so tenths, hundredths. Okay, all right, so the first thing I need to do is remember that my decimals never move, they stay where they are. Okay, now your children could use any concrete apparatus on here, so I'm going to use counters, so I'm going to put in my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. I've got 4 tenths, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I've got 3 hundredths. Okay, and I'm now going to subtract 2.7. Okay, all right, so in this case it might be useful to show your children the column method at the same time, making sure that the decimal points line up and then the other columns line up as well. Now you can see here, okay, this is my ones column, this is my tenths, and this is my hundredths, that here there is a space. Sometimes the children find that quite tricky, they find that a bit confusing, so it might be that you put in a placeholder to show that there is actually nothing there. Okay, so when we start with our smallest column when we're subtracting, in this case the hundredths column, we will actually be doing 3 subtract nothing. We are taking nothing away from it. So if that's the case, 3 take away nothing will remain as 3. So it stays like that. Okay, our hundredths column is now done. We're going to move to our tenths column, and we are doing 4 subtract 7. we only have 4 here, so I cannot take 7 away as yet. So what I need to do is I need to exchange. So I need to bring one of my 1s and I need to exchange it into my 10ths. So 1 is equivalent to 10 tenths. So I need to swap this 1 and make it 10. So I'm going to put in 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, all right, so we have exchanged now. So now I have plenty in here that I can get rid of the 7. I can subtract that 7 that I want to. So let's take 7 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm now left with 2, 4, 6, 7. I'm also left with 7. And on the column method here, on your abstract version, if I do exactly the same, 4 take away 7, I couldn't do at the moment, so I'm going to exchange. I'm going to take 1 away from my 1, so it goes down by 1. So the 5 becomes a 4, and I'm going to bring 10 tenths over. 1 whole is equivalent to 10 tenths, so that becomes 14. Subtract 7 is 7. Excellent, well done. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my final column, which is my 1s column, and it's 4 minus 2, 4 minus 2. Coming to my place value grid, if I take 2 away, 4 minus 2, and it leaves me with 2. There we go. Now, a lot of your children at this point would go, "Way, yay, I'm done." But actually, this number is looking like 273. So we must make sure that we put the decimal point in our answers as well. Okay, so my answer is 2.73.